The relationship that we have with art is weird. We go to art galleries, we see these objects, and we just stand there, and we look, and we don't touch, and we observe, and we think, reflect, and then move on. This disconnect, this inability to get up and close, to cross over the threshold into the personal, to develop a relationship with an artwork on equal terms, underwrites what I want to call the critical distance between an observer and an artwork. Take the artist Guillermo Vargas. In 2007, Vargas exhibited a controversial, to say the least, work. Among other things, there was a dog, malnourished, looking extraordinarily unloved, by itself, chained up to the gallery wall. On the wall was written in dog food, just above where the dog was sitting, "You are what you read." Now, this work, as you can imagine, attracted a swathe of outrage from the international community. About 4 million people signed the petition to prevent Vargas from subsequently exhibiting anything at the upcoming Honduras Biennale. But as Vargas himself stated, if people were so upset with his decision to exhibit a live and hungry dog in an exhibition space, why didn't they do anything about it? Why didn't these viewers decide to set the dog free or call the police, contact the authorities? Why was it only after the fact that the outrage flourished? Vargas's work may sit uneasily with us at best. Nonetheless, like many unethical experiments, it points out very clearly and very succinctly this invisible bond between an observer and an object. This bond that we call, in the art world, critical distance. It's like being attracted to something cognitively, but being pushed away and indifferent from it physically. Vargas is certainly not the only artist to take up critical distance as his point of inquiry and experimentation as an artist. Take Zhang Huan, for example. In a work entitled 65 Kilograms, the artist chained himself to the ceiling of a gallery space and asked a doctor to extract 250 milliliters of his blood, dripping slowly onto a hot plate, which would then vaporize the artist's blood, turning it into this miasmic cloud of burnt, bloody, visceral smells. Very difficult to sit and be there in that space with that artwork and maintain this critical distance. The artist was collapsing this institutional separation between artwork and observer. Felix Gonzalez Torres, another artist, in his work A Portrait of Ross in LA, consisting of a pile of candy wrapped and lumped in the corner of the gallery, invited his audience to take pieces away with them. This portrait is of his dead lover, who, when healthy, before he passed away from AIDS, weighed 175 pounds, which is the same weight as the artwork. Contemporary art manages to not only point out to us this long-standing, deep-seated, and institutional relationship that we have with the phenomena of art, but also succeeds variously in breaking down and transforming that relationship. Perhaps Vargas frustrated us because we were behaving like good gallery goers when we didn't intervene in his work. Vargas never exhibited the dog, at least not in the way we understand. The story about this slow, torturous death of this animal was complete fabrication. In fact, when asked about this very point, the gallery owner, Juanita Bermudez, stated that the dog was only ever there for 3 hours in the gallery space, and it was fed, and it was given water, and it was cared for in a way that it would not have been if it was left to its own devices out in the streets.